As far as collegiate tournaments go, I think that they're a lot of fun. You know, it's a lot more laid back than your normal tournament. And you have people that are really cheering for you and like really care about how you ski. And there's always the people that, good or bad, there's people there that are going to come see you when you get out of the water, and they're going to put a smile on your face as soon as they can, you know, if it didn't go your way. But if you look at Collegiate Nationals, we have a lot of the best skiers, age, 18 to 22 or around that age.
Yep.
There's the best skiers in the world are at Collegiate Nationals.
Which are coming up in
yeah,
like a
they're
month.
coming up in middle of October.
In California at Rio Linda, actually, Bell Aqua, where this tournament used to be the last couple of years.
Yeah, I've never been there. I'm excited. Are you videoing too?
I don't know, maybe.
Oh.
There's cameras.
I see that.
Could be filming. Is that all right? What do you?
Yes.
Is it making you uncomfortable?
Maybe a little bit.
Why?
I got these big silly headphones on.
So, you just look professional that way. We are pro here in the motorhome at the Cali ProAm. What just happened? How much cash money did you get?
$600.
For doing what?
I placed 6th at the California ProAm.
I mean, 6 is pretty good. Like if it was anybody else, I'd be like, oh, that's golf clap. That's pretty good. But what happened today?
Just didn't quite get what I wanted. I didn't get a start at 38. I had a really bad one ball and kind of needed a good 2 to make up for it. I was really hoping to run 38 today, just get into 39. Just for me, I knew going up against Whitney was going to be hard, but 38 was definitely a must-run pass.
You said for me, like under your breath, but like what does that mean?
Yeah, more
Instead
it was
of-
just, kind of putting the score, like a score in my head for myself to beat.
Yeah.
I knew that
What was that score for today, for the head-to-head?
for
What
I
did
wanted
you
to
want?
score,
Yeah.
at least something into 39 was my goal.
Yep.
I got 2 yesterday and lost the handle just outside 3. So it would have been really nice to have gotten a piece of 3 or more today. That was definitely my goal going into it, but didn't quite get the start I wanted at 38.
It's going to leave you hungry though, right? It's going to leave you like pissed a little bit hurt, a little bit bummed, but you've got a tournament next weekend.
Yeah, I got Malibu coming up next weekend, so definitely have a little bit of hunger coming from this.
Yep.
I'm excited to get back to Florida and get to training for next weekend.
What's been going on lately? Because this year you kind of, I mean, I'm not saying you like made a big jump, but you're running into 39 kind of consistently this year, and especially lately. You got on the new Omega, and you got 3 almost inside 4 last weekend.
Yeah, I think I've been building confidence, getting more consistent at 38, and I think with every 38 I run, I gain more confidence, and so then that helps with the next round. And then just I've been getting more shots at 39 and getting a little bit more at it, more comfortable at it, and I think it's just doing more repetitions at it. That's part of it.
What else is it going to take to run 39 besides just skiing it more? What do you think's one big thing, or a thing that's going to help you?
Oh man, I don't know. I've been figuring out just a little bit at a time. I've realized I've got to go sooner at 39. If I can get my eyes up, it really helps instead of looking down, because I'm looking down going, am I going to make it?
Yeah.
And if I can get that out of my head, get my eyes up, looking at the next buoy, it seems to really be helping for me.
Keep you moving through the turn.
Yeah, starting that turn early and getting a big turn, the big arcing turn at one ball instead of trying to slam it all at once.
Yep.
Because then you end
But
up
you're
in
good
the
at
water
that.
at a half.
But you're so good at like cranking the shit out of it sometimes and hanging on to it.
Yeah, unnecessary wear on the body though.
Yeah.
A little bit
True.
sometimes.
What about you and your brother? Tell me about the relationship, because I knew your brother. I saw him ski at Moomba a long time ago. First time I ever saw him. Didn't know he's from Tennessee. But he's been around for a while at the pro level, off and on, and he just graduated college, I think, with you at Florida Southern. But you guys also like are pretty tight when it comes to off the water,
Oh yeah.
brother,
So we
sister.
were kind of close going into college, like not super close. We definitely weren't when we were younger. When he started driving, I think then we kind of
He's gone.
started hanging out, and then he left. So we weren't that close, and he always, worked at ski schools in the summers, so we didn't really ski that much together. And then when he came to Florida Southern with me, I think we really just like started hanging out all the time. I had a dog, so we'd always come see my dog. And we would make it, like 3 or 4 times a week, we'd go out to the lake together.
Yeah.
And we'd go out to Jack Travers, and it's an hour-long drive. So
It's a lot of time to sit there.
A lot of time to be together. So I think we learned a lot about each other, and we got a lot closer through that. And he is one of the best coaches I've ever skied with.
Yeah.
He's I guess I'm a little biased, but for me, I think that he explains it in a way that just it makes sense to me, and he can see what I don't feel all the time.
Yep.
So he's been really good at breaking it down, and if I don't understand it, he can think of another way to do it.
Yeah. Or say it.
Yeah.
I mean, he's talented. Like I said, back in 2010, was it? When he went to Moomba? You probably don't remember.
I'm not sure. Yeah, it was a long time ago.
4. He was 15. I remember that.
Yeah.
And he ran 38 off.
Yeah, he did.
On the Yarra River.
Uh-huh.
At 15. So, I guess you guys both have talent on the water. But you're going to Florida Southern. You're going to graduate soon.
Yeah,
I
graduate
guess.
this year, yeah.
I forget. You told me. I forget what your degree is going to be.
Nursing.
Okay, nursing. That's important.
Yeah.
Keep people alive.
There we go.
What are you going to do?
I want to work in an ICU when I graduate, and then eventually go back to school and be a nurse anesthetist.
Wow. That's crazy. Put people to sleep.
Yeah.
That's important too, especially if you have an injury, you need a little surgery. Although I know that that's like a whole different world.
Oh, yeah.
Anesthesiology.
Oh, yeah.
That's like you're flirting with, I don't know how much you've studied it yet, but you're like flirting with death.
Yeah, it doesn't take much, that's for sure.
Yeah. Seriously. Like, is that kind of like, why are you walking straight towards that? Because that's kind of crazy. Like, you're putting people to sleep / close to, I'm just saying, close to dying for surgery. I've been there lots of times. I've had lots of surgeries, but I didn't really know until recently, like, how serious that is.
Yeah, I went into nursing. I like that it's kind of like with working with people. And then I'm kind of fascinated by the anesthesia.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely knew that I wanted to do some kind of specialty, go back to school, whether it be nurse practitioner, nurse anesthetist, something like that. So I think just like the fascination with it, like I think it's so, I don't know, just intriguing, like how crazy it is. And like you said, like there's a lot of responsibility on, like, you're kind of teetering on just the right level, because you want to make sure that they're actually asleep and not, aware of what's going on. But at the same time, you have to be able to get them out of that.
And it's crazy too, because like taking it back to skiing, like if I took an Omega and I put you on an Omega and I put somebody else on an Omega, it's the same exact ski, but 2 different people are going to react completely different. So same thing, like you're trying to put somebody to sleep, everybody reacts a little bit differently. Seems like that's a big variable for me. Like I would rather just watch somebody get on a new ski and fall out the front rather than like their heart stop.
Well, you've had several surgeries, right?
I have. But why do you ski? That's what I want to talk about. Like, we're here at the ProAm. That's second to last event of the year, and you travel all the way from Florida for this. Why?
I do skiing. I love skiing. I think that skiing is an adrenaline rush. It's something I always look forward to. I don't see myself skiing if it ever becomes not fun for me. I think if you're not in it for the love of the sport, you're in it for the wrong reason.
Yeah.
I love the competitive aspect of it, but also just like the community that I get from skiing. There's so many people here, and it's so fun. Like, there's a lot of spectators here that, walking on shore, they would tell you, good luck, we're rooting for you. And after you skied, they'd come up and talk to you. And I had a lot of fun this weekend. I hung out a good bit under the HO tent and just talked to anybody that showed up, talked to the dealers. And it's fun just getting to hear other people's stories, whether they're skiers, not skiers, past skiers, everybody.
All different types.
All different types. And I think it's so fun. I never would have imagined all the places that skiing would have taken me, all the people that I've met. But it's given me a world of opportunities that I would have never expected when I was, 6, 7, learning to ski.
Yeah.
So looking at where I am now, it's pretty incredible.
What about the collegiate opportunity? Do you want to talk at all about Florida Southern and kind of your collegiate career? And like, what do you think of collegiate skiing?
I think that collegiate skiing is one of the best things that I've done. It's really fun. I picked Florida Southern because it's kind of small. I liked that. I'm also in Central Florida, so I'm in a hub for water skiing.
Yep.
I ski a lot out at Jack Travers with JT and Will sometimes. And then I've skied with Chris LaPointe and Jennifer. And I just like that the area that I'm in, I can always get help if I'm in a rut or whatever.
Yeah.
And then the small school for me was a nice fit. But as far as collegiate tournaments go, I think that they're a lot of fun. You know, it's a lot more laid back than your normal tournament. And you have people that are really cheering for you and like really care about how you ski. And there's always the people that, good or bad, there's people there that are going to come see you when you get out of the water. And they're going to put a smile on your face as soon as they can, you know, if it didn't go your way. And then you have a new, like, your next teammate to cheer for coming up soon. And I think it just puts a little bit of a different mindset to the skiing. It's a little different feel from your normal, you know, pro tournament. But if you look at Collegiate Nationals, we have a lot of the best skiers, age, you know, 18 to 22 or around that age.
Yep.
There's the best skiers in the world are at Collegiate Nationals.
Which are coming up in
yeah,
like a
they're
month.
coming up in middle of October.
In California at Rio Linda, actually, Bel Aqua, where this tournament used to be the last couple of years.
Yeah, I've never been there. I'm excited.
So I got a question. Today, you're up against Whitney, but let's pretend you were just skiing in the pro event like yesterday, and you fell 2-ball at 38. That feels like shit. But what would that have felt like falling at 2 at 38, like in a college tournament? Like how does it differ as a skier?
I think it's different. I mean, I'm kind of hard on myself. It's a little frustrating. Every time I go out, I definitely, you know, want to be up there pushing my best, trying to get the best scores that I can. But I think just like having the people there that are like supporting you makes it a little different. And it's always a bummer, you know, when you're skiing for the team, if you don't ski well, it doesn't just affect you. It's not like I'm kind of mad at myself. It kind of stinks for the whole team. Whereas, you know, here I ski bad, it's kind of just on me. So it is like a little bit of pressure, but at the same time, like no one on your team's ever going to tell you, you know, you sucked, like you just screwed us over. They're always going to be there to cheer you up and make you feel better and try to brighten your day back up.
Do you think that we need more of that? Like, do you think skiing at the pro level is maybe missing that community, that team feel? I mean, we have a team like HO. I feel like we might have one of the best, tightest teams, but it's not like the same as a college sport.
I think at pro tournaments, everybody's like kind of scared to talk to you if you ski bad, which I think part of it is like almost we take it a little too seriously. You know, at the end of the day, like, yeah, you skied bad, but who cares? Yeah,
it's skiing.
You know, move on. Yeah, there's another round, there's another tournament. Like, it might not have gone your way today, but that's okay. But then, you know, after you ski bad, you walk past people and they kind of look at you and then they'll turn their head like, I don't want to talk to them, which, you know.
That happened today.
Yeah.
You walked by me and I was like, she doesn't want to talk right now. You're like, I don't want to talk right now.
Yeah, you always kind of need just a second when you get out of the water, I think. Today I was frustrated with myself. I know that I'm a lot better than 1.5 at 38, so it's really frustrating, especially after yesterday when I got a half, and then I got 1.5 today, and it's a little frustrating because I showed that I can run it first round and last weekend, so a little bit of self-frustration, but comes with it. Gives you a little bit of hunger for next time, and just I'm working on getting more consistent every day.
I was going to say, that's what makes you good is you just like Zane, you guys kind of have that like kill or be killed mentality when you're skiing. Yeah. I think that's important.
Well, I think if you don't care, then you're not pushing yourself. I mean, if you just completely just don't care. Yeah. What the hell you want to care, but at the same time, you know, take your 5 minutes and then put a smile back on your face and go hang out and talk to people and make the most of your weekend. Don't let it ruin your whole day. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. It's good to hear like somebody at the highest level that's not just like, fuck this if I ski bad, you know, because some people do. Yeah. Like some people aren't here today. I'm not going to single anybody out, Nick Parsons, but you know, some people just don't show up on Sunday, and I get it. Like, you know, you didn't do what you wanted to do, but you know, if you ski bad, just put a smile on, figure out how to get through it, because you learn every single time.
Yeah. It's
Hopefully.
never very fun, not like missing out on the final and sitting around and watching. I did that at Lake 38 this summer. Skied really well the first round. I got 2 at 39, got in a 4-way runoff for 3 spots.
Holy crap.
I had not skied in almost an hour. I was making myself a plate for lunch, and someone walked up and was like, you are probably about to have to ski again. It's like, no, I did not know that. I clearly was not paying attention.
Had you started eating yet, or were you just loading up your plate?
I think I had already eaten the sides. I had like a barbecue sandwich I was about to tear into. So I gave that one to my dad and went and put a swimsuit on.
Tear into? You kidding me? You don't look like you're eating barbecue sandwiches all the time.
Oh, no. I eat all kinds of stuff.
Good. Well, I mean,
Burgers,
it's going to help.
Pizza, barbecue, you
All
name it. I love it.
So what happened in the runoff?
Oh, so we went off cold and I got 5, which I was pretty happy with. I mean, obviously I wanted to get all the way through it, but so I was the one out from the final. And so Lake 38 took top 4 from each round. And the second round, a storm blew in and it was pretty windy. And I fell kind of early at 38, so I think I was the first one out of that round too.
What?
So
that hurts.
that hurt a little bit. But we hung out on Sunday. My dad was with me, and we came out and watched the final, and just hung out for the day. Enjoyed being at the lake. It's kind of a different experience being at the lake with no pressure of competing.
Yeah. Well, I think that's important though too, because our sport, it's community. Like you said, it's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be about community. And when you don't show up or turn up, like I would hope if I make the finals, everybody else would just want to come watch and see how I did. And I would do the same the other way around.
Well, especially like, a lot of our lakes are not in super public places. So it's not like we get a lot of spectators. So, I mean, skiers and families make up a lot of the spectators. So it's nice to see people on shore.
For
I
sure.
mean, anybody. It's really fun when there's people that don't really know skiing and, you get to sit and talk. I know at America's Cup this year, we had a lot of people sitting on shore, and I had somebody come up and they started asking me questions, and I stood there and talked to them for like 30 minutes.
Yeah, just explaining the sport.
Yeah, just answering questions, like anything they asked me about skiing or talking, about skiing. And they were like, oh, I'm sorry I took all your time. And I was like, I love telling people that don't know, like, what's going on about it. I mean, and you don't really get that all that often at tournaments anymore, I don't feel like. So I think just, like, raising awareness and letting people know about our sport is cool. And if you roll up and you're watching a tournament and nobody tells you what's going on, it's really hard to get into it.
It's hard to, like, stay interested.
Oh, for sure.
Like today, some of these folks I talked to, and I saw you talking to them as well, different people, they, like, stumbled upon it on Facebook, or they heard about it somewhere locally, and they live like 5 miles away, and then they show up and they don't know what's going on, but Corey Vaughn or Allie Nicholson or Terry Winter stops and talks to him, and suddenly you have a fan, and you have somebody who's like cares now, and maybe they're going to pay attention a little bit more. I feel like that's what's missing in the sport, is exactly what you just said. More people just hanging out at the lake and talking to people who don't know anything and educating them.
Well, and that's what I think. I mean, I will never get annoyed if you stop me and ask me to explain what's going on. And I know that slalom is my love.
I'm going to remember that, by the way.
Yeah, you're going to stop me.
Never get annoyed.
Oh,
hey, what's
man.
going on? You're going to hear that a lot.
Okay.
But
you already do that.
Yeah, whatever.
But, like slalom is kind of the one that if you don't know what's going on, the boat's just going back and forth over and over and over.
Yeah.
So sometimes you got to say, all right, well, so this is like their 4th pass. This is the one that like matters. If they fall, they're done. Yeah, this is their money pass. This is the must run to make it in, or to have a shot at the lead. Because if you're not keeping up and the announcer's saying numbers, you have no idea what's going on.
Yep.
And so it gets confusing. And I think that kind of loses spectators' interest.
Can be a turnoff.
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, even if you're sitting there and like talking, and then maybe you're not really watching the skiing that much, and then keep up with it and say, hey, okay, now this is the money pass, like watch this pass, this one's the one that matters. But I love just sitting around talking to people about skiing in general. I mean, I think it's really fun to talk to people that don't know and aren't super scientific about it. They just want to know the basics, and they're fun to talk to.
What's your history like? How did you guys get into skiing? I mean, kind of where did it start with your family?
So my dad grew up in the town that we still live in, and we live on a big
what
public
town?
lake, Gallatin, Tennessee.
Okay.
And we live on Old Hickory Lake. And so he grew up right down the road from the lake, and he'd go out, with his friends and whatnot. And they used to run tournaments on that lake.
Public lake,
public
bigger
lake.
lake, yeah.
Yep.
That's cool.
And
The old days.
Yeah. And so I think that's kind of how they found the tournament water skiing, and my dad and my mom got into it, and they did tournaments before we were born. And then my brother started skiing when he was like 4 or 5, really young. And I was the slower one. I didn't really want to do it. I was like, maybe next year.
Yeah.
It looked really scary. Like, they took hard falls. I was fine with sitting out on that. And so they finally got me to do it. And I remember one day I got up and I just let go of the handle. And my parents were like, what? Like, what are you doing? And I was like, oh, it's let go or fall hard. Because I had seen them,
watching Zane and your parents
trying really hard to run the course, and I'm like on 2 skis, and they're like, no, just you'll be fine.
Just hang on.
And so then I got to go to ski school at Linda Giddens, and I remember the first year I got to go do that, I was so excited, and I got to stay for the week and do all the stuff, and so they really took me under their wing, and I would go there twice a summer, and I got to that was something that I looked forward to that was associated with skiing. And then I went to nationals my first year, and I was way down the list, and I ended up 5th.
What?
In Bakersfield, California.
Really?
I don't know where I was ranked, but I definitely should not have been on the podium.
And you made the podium.
And I made the podium, so
badass.
that was really fun. And then the next year, I think I was seated 3rd, and I won. My last year in girls won. Wow. And so
that lit a fire.
A little bit of and it was like, hey, this is really fun. And so, I stuck with it, and I got to, as I met more people, I realized, the community, and I always looked forward to summer because I got to see my ski friends that, I didn't see all year. And I looked forward to going to tournaments to hang out with friends. And tournaments were, the highlight of your summer when you were little.
It's crazy, right? When you're a kid and you're a water skier every weekend, if you go every weekend or as many weekends as you go, those are the highlights. Those are the moments that you don't forget.
Tournaments have gotten longer as I've gotten older. They used to go by so fast because you're having so much fun. Now, you sit around a little bit longer. You don't run and play and disappear to wherever. Yep. So they last a little longer, but
still fun though.
Still fun. I still definitely look forward to a tournament weekend.
Yeah. What's a goal this time next year? So a year from now, what's one of your goals? For yourself, either on the water or off the water?
Okay, I mean, kind of for both. I'd like to see myself get stronger on and off the water. I definitely would like to see myself make a podium at a pro tournament. I haven't actually made the podium yet. I've been a couple spots out, and normally I get a good 1 round in them, and then when it kind of counts a little bit more, I go down. So, getting a little bit stronger under pressure and just getting more comfortable and more consistent. But definitely making a podium is one of my goals for the next year.
I think it's possible. I mean, it would have been possible today with the right skiing and the right luck. You know? There's always a little bit of luck.
So I feel like I'm right there where it's definitely doable, and I just gotta put it together, piece it together.
Cool. What about off the water, like career-wise, a year from now? You're going to be in school still?
A year from now, I will be graduated, probably already taken my NCLEX test for nursing.
Okay.
And hopefully I will have a job in an ICU somewhere.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Awesome.
Hopefully in Central Florida. That's where I'd like to stay.
Is that where you want to stay?
That's where I'd like to stay.
What about Tennessee? It's all lonely up there without you.
Yeah. I've gotten very used to my Florida weather, my no winter.
Yeah.
Skiing all the time.
You got soft.
My private lakes got a little spoiled here lately.
It's hard not to like the private lakes with the nice water, the good driving, the good boats.
Oh, yeah. So I used to always, say, and I still believe the public water made me tougher when I was young. But now that I've started skiing at private lakes more, I realize that I can train a little bit more effectively. Yeah. I feel like this summer was a little bit frustrating being at home, and we have an older boat. Yeah. So coming back down to Jack's and having, the nice setup and the new boat and a good driver every time is just kind of like
it makes a difference.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely think it makes a difference.
I think high quality, like you said, 39 for you mostly is the case of like reps, like just getting the reps. And if you have a better setup, better boat, better driver, better leg, better conditions, the
It's
buoys
just
are the
setting
right
you
height.
up. It's setting you up for success a little bit.
Yep.
Less obstacles to deal with and factors to deal with, and it's a confidence builder. I think. I think the more consistent you can be, just the more your confidence is going to grow, and it's going to show in tournaments.
What about Collegiate Nationals? Have you ever won? Did you win yet?
Yeah, I
What
won
year?
my freshman year, 2016.
Okay.
I ran 2:39.
2:39.
Yeah.
Jeez, dude. You've been doing that for a while then. So
It's been a while.
so you got like 4 or 5 weeks to get ready for the 2019 Nationals. Your last.
My last one. Yeah.
What's your goal? Do you have one, or do you care? Do you want to just have fun?
I definitely want to have fun. I want to go into it having fun. But I definitely am right there by the record a little bit. So I definitely think that there's several girls capable of breaking the record.
What's the record?
3 at 39 right now.
Whose record is that? Manon?
Somebody asked me that the other day, and I'm really not sure.
Is it Regina or Manon? Somebody like
I
that.
think it's one of theirs. I know Sam Damala tied it.
She did.
Shawnee tied it. I
Wow.
don't think Jamie's tied it yet.
I don't think so.
But I think nationals this
break
year
that.
will be really competitive. I think it'll be a fun tournament to see. So there's definitely multiple girls capable of breaking the record,
Yep.
and it could take a record at nationals this year for the win. So I think it'll be really interesting to see.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
It's gonna be exciting. Well, thanks for hanging out, dude.
Of course.
It's awesome. Good luck next weekend at Malibu,
Thank you.
and I'll probably see you back in California.
All right.
Sweet. Thanks, dude.
Of course.
Was that painless?
Painless.
Was it? Good. I want it to be painless.